You're standing in line at a store. The person ahead of you is taking a long time. Notice how your mind starts to speed up even though your body isn't moving. This is more common than it seems. This state quietly affects how most people live. Your body is still, but your thoughts are restless. You may imagine what's next, or wish the wait would end. Your shoulders tense without you realizing it. Your jaw may tighten. You feel like you're stuck, even though nothing bad is happening. This state is not caused by the line. It's shaped by the way you're experiencing the moment. One person may feel calm, another may feel irritated. The difference isn't the situation. The difference is the state of awareness. When awareness is low, the mind fills in the moment with commentary. It says things like, "This always happens," or "I don't have time for this." These thoughts seem automatic, but they shift how the moment feels. Thoughts don't just pass through, they pull your attention into a stream. You stop noticing simple things, your breathing, your surroundings, your posture. You become absorbed in a story that's not really connected to what's in front of you. The body responds too. It reacts to your thoughts without asking for permission. Muscles tighten, breathing becomes shallow. A small discomfort starts to feel like a problem. Then the mind comments again, reinforcing the stress. This loop continues without much awareness. You're not choosing your reactions, you're following a pattern, and it feels normal because it happens so often. That's how this state becomes familiar. The thoughts feel true, the emotions feel justified. You don't question them because they seem like a part of you. In this state, the present moment feels like something to get through. It doesn't feel like something to be in. You may not notice this shift, but it shapes how you move, how you speak, and how you feel. Then awareness returns. It's not dramatic. It may just be a pause, a breath taken without rushing, a few seconds where you're not pulled into thinking. This small shift changes how the next moment feels. You still hear thoughts, but they don't take over. You sense the tension in your body without reacting to it. You feel the weight, but you're not fighting it. The moment gets quieter, even if nothing has changed outside. This is the effect of attention coming back to what's real now, not the imagined future, not the mental commentary, just the direct experience of being alive in this moment. When you're in this clearer state, you may notice less urgency. The pressure to fix or control things softens. You may still want things to be different, but it no longer feels like a demand. You don't have to figure everything out. You're not trying to make the moment better. You're just in contact with what's here without adding extra layers to it. This difference is easy to miss. It's not about feeling peaceful or calm. It's about being aware of what state you're in. From there, the whole system shifts on its own. What happens when you're not aware of your state? What does the day look like when you're moving from thought to thought without noticing? How many actions come from that place? This is the loop many people stay in, not because they want to, because no one points to the mechanism. Once you see it, the loop becomes easier to recognize the next time. There is a simple way to interrupt the pattern. Ask yourself what state you're in, not as a mental question, but as a check-in. The answer doesn't come in words, it comes in the feel of the moment. You may feel rushed, you may feel numb, you may feel like you're pushing against time or waiting for something to end. These are all signals of low awareness. They are not problems, they are signs of disconnection. When awareness comes back, even briefly, the experience changes. You're not as caught in the story. There's a small space between thought and reaction. That space makes room for choice. This is not about controlling emotions. It's about not being pulled into them without noticing. You can still feel anger, sadness, or boredom, but the feeling no longer defines the moment. Actions from this clearer state tend to be simpler. You're not trying to prove something. You're not rushing to escape discomfort. You're responding to what's actually happening. Most of the time, the surface of your life stays the same. The traffic still moves slowly. The messages still pile up. The conversation still has tension. But the way you meet these moments changes. This shift does not rely on perfect conditions. It doesn't require silence or peace. It only needs a small pause in the usual pattern, enough space to see what's going on. If this matches your experience, write drift. Some people know this state. It feels like you're moving through life while missing it, like the moment is always slightly out of reach. Each time you come back to awareness, even for a few seconds, that pattern weakens. It doesn't return as strongly. You may still drift, but you return faster. The state of presence becomes more available. This doesn't mean you stop making plans or solving problems. It means the pressure around those things feels lighter. You're not carrying the same mental weight. In conversations, you may listen more closely. You're less focused on what to say next. You hear the tone, not just the words. You feel the space between sentences. When working, you may notice when your focus narrows. You may pause before reacting to an email. You may respond with fewer assumptions. During silence, you may not rush to fill it. You may feel discomfort rise and still stay with it. Not because you're forcing yourself, just because there's space to stay. This kind of awareness doesn't announce itself. It shows up in small ways. You move slower, you speak differently, you feel less pulled by every thought. Even when pain is present, awareness changes how it's held. You may still feel it fully, but without the extra layer of resistance, it feels different, lighter, less stuck. Over time, your relationship with discomfort shifts. You're not avoiding it, you're just not feeding it with more thought. This makes the moment easier to be with. Eventually, you see that awareness is always here, even when thoughts take over, even when emotions are loud. It's something stable underneath the movement. Noticing this doesn't mean the mind stops. It means you stop being pulled by it automatically. There's a gap, a pause, a slight opening. You're still in the world, still doing things, still feeling. But the background has changed. It's quieter, more open, more steady. You may still find yourself in line, waiting again. The body still tired, the thoughts still circling. But now, something's different. You know the state you're in, and that changes everything.